Eat your veggies. So I'm out here at 7:05 going into the grocery store. I'm going to try to pick up mostly some vegetables, and I will try to give you, pass on to you some of the knowledge that I have about nutrition and vegetables. Maybe give you some tips. I'm just basically showing you what I do, what I like to do. I'm going to try to film discreetly in the produce area and do what I can, but my first stop is going to be to get some dark green leafy vegetables. Now remember, especially for our age group, and if you're overweight and trying to lose weight, you want to eat, they say eat more fruits and vegetables, but you actually want to eat more vegetables, not so much fruit, because of the fructose and because of the sugar, of course. So you mostly want to eat berries. Blueberries are a superfood. Just be kind of mindful of how you eat them. You don't want to graze on them like very slowly because they stain your teeth. And you also may want to make sure you're rinsing with water afterwards. Same goes with black coffee, y'all. You don't want to be sipping it for a long time, and always have water alongside with it and rinse your mouth thoroughly. The melons, of course. Yeah, the melons have a lot more sugar. Grapes are great for you. I kind of like the green ones best, but grapes are not really my favorite. My favorite is blackberries. As for your dark leafy green vegetables, I've been trying to switch to kale for lettuce. This curly kale that I get here is not bitter. If it happens to be bitter, you can massage some in some olive oil in a bowl, and it's supposed to take out some of the bitterness. But again, last time I had it, I didn't taste no bitterness at all, and it tastes exactly just like lettuce. So stay away from iceberg lettuce. Romaine is better, but even that, iceberg doesn't have any nutrition. Romaine is a little better, but even that doesn't have a whole lot of nutrition. Something that has a ton of nutrition is beet greens, believe it or not. So you can actually cut those up and they're edible. Of course, cucumbers, a superfood. Cucumbers is a superfood. When it comes to servings, so you need at the least, as an adult, you need at bare minimum 3 servings of vegetables, but usually only if they're cooked. Raw, like, you know, leafy greens and stuff, you can measure it in a cup, you could press it down, but as a basic rule of thumb, your raw vegetables are going to be half of it. So 3 servings, which is 1 serving is 1 cup of cooked vegetables, or 6 cups of raw vegetables. That gives you a basic idea of what I'm talking about. Now, in recent years, I'm finding out just how really good and nutritious nuts are, nuts and seeds. Especially, I like to get this walnut. That's a good price for that. Look at that, $4 for this huge one, as opposed to pecans for $6. Walnuts are probably the most nutritious nuts, at least for me. But of course, you want to change up the taste sometimes. The pumpkin seeds are extremely good for you. These are kind of really salty though. Of course, there's almonds, but I don't want to get into, like, almonds have a tiny, like, trace amount of, what is arsenic? I don't know, some kind of something in there. So that's why they sell them sometimes peeled. Now let's move on. For fruit, bananas are super good, not to mention delicious, sweet, and I try to get them when they have it slightly green, maybe even a little more green than that, but get them slightly green, which is a prebiotic to your probiotic for your gut. If you didn't know, most people know about probiotic. One of the easiest prebiotics and super cheap, 50 cents a pound, is slightly green bananas. And of course it has a lot of potassium, not as much as avocados, but avocados always go rotten on me. Avocados actually have twice as much. One small avocado, you know, half the size of a banana, has twice the potassium of one banana. Of course, there's also sweet potatoes also have, you know, yam, candied yams. I love getting the Bruces, but it's just an occasional treat because, again, that one does have a lot of sugar. Popcorn is a surprisingly good snack. However, I see them pretty cheap. It's cheap for now, this popcorn. But this probably has seasonings. I have to really look at the label. And depending on what, you know, the nutrition is, I'll just eat it for a occasional treat. And here's a very delicious probiotic. It's European kefir. If you haven't tried it, try it. It's very good for your gut. I used to always get and love all kinds of deli meats, including bologna, but for years now I've been very careful with bologna or bologna material like hot dogs, you know, but I do still get the turkey. That's probably the least worse for you. It has some sodium too, but not as bad as like smoked ham. And everything else I just eat occasionally. I'm pretty much done with cheese as well, unless the recipe calls for it. Let me know what your tips and tricks are for losing weight and nutrition.